Okay, y'all, so I'm here again. So I am reviewing Thickerella. This is like my 50th take, y'all. Y'all know I'm not doing it again. But I'm reviewing Thickerella by Miss Glover. I don't know how to pronounce her name, and I will find out because as much as I love this book, I need to stalk her like I do Kawan and Tracy Brown. To be honest, I need to be all in her business because I love this book. Thickerella is a modern twist on a childhood story of Cinderella, if you couldn't tell from the title. The first thing I loved about this book was that she used a plus size woman as the main character. Now, one thing I hate about this book is it's only available on Kindle. That is the absolute only thing I hated about this book, because y'all know I'm a physical copy junkie. So Miss Glover, if you please make some physical copies so that I can, y'all, this is part of a trilogy called The Faded Fairy Tales. This is book one of Faded Fairy Tales. So Miss Glover, please, if you put all three in one book, I'll be happy with that. It doesn't matter to me. Just put them in a physical copy so I can buy them and be the physical copy junkie that I am and put them on my bookshelf. Anyways, I digress. So I love that Tiller, she's called Tilly in the book, but Tiller is the main character. And Tilly is a plus size woman. And what I love about her being plus size, because y'all know I'm plus size, but aside from her just being a bigger woman, I love how this author chose not to make her the stereotypical plus size woman. In today's world, it's like they don't care what size you are as long as you got a small waist, practically flat stomach, big butt, and big chest. And it's like plus size women are now being fetished. I don't know how to say it, fetishized. I don't know, but we've become a fetish. And a lot of men are after big women because of the rumors concerning sexually, and they cook for you and yada yada yada. But even in them wanting us to fulfill their fetish, they either want a really really big plus size woman or they want a very shapely plus size woman, so that it can stick with their other stereotypes. So I love that Tilly was not the stereotypical plus size woman. She wasn't, oh, my stomach practically flat and I got butt and I got boobs. She wasn't built like that. And you can imagine how she's built from reading the story, but I loved that me as a plus size woman and as a young woman was able to witness Tiller's transition from a lack of confidence all the way to loving herself. And she didn't learn to love herself because of a man. She set out to improve on her self-esteem, which is me as a plus size woman. That's something I'm a huge advocate on, the self and self-esteem. And that's what I loved about this story. And I believe women all around the globe need to read this story because they need to see how Tiller took this world head on and chose to begin to love herself. She didn't wait for a man to come tell her she was beautiful. She didn't wait for her mommy issues to go away. Because of course, you know, in the typical story, it's the evil stepmother and evil stepsisters. In this story, Tiller just has her evil biological mother and her evil annoying, was he her little brother? I can't remember, but he was her brother and he was annoying as well. So she didn't wait for them to start accepting her and stop making jokes about her weight. She chose to love herself. So I loved that because I just think in this day and age, we get too caught up with relationships and wanting a significant other. And I just love that she learned to love herself on her own before she met her Prince Charming. So she has her fairy godmother, which is her auntie. I can't think of her name right now for whatever reason. I think it starts with a D. Diane. Is her name Diane? Diana? I don't remember. But her fairy godmother is represented by her auntie. Her father, just like in Cinderella, the original story, her father died or whatever when she was young. And her fairy godmother, which is her auntie, is her father's sister. And her father's sister, they are very similar. And she just showers her with love no matter what and just teaches her to be yourself and be confident in you. Walk with your head held high. You know what I'm saying? And I love that for her as well. So in comes Cam. Y'all. Everybody that's reading the Faded Fairy Tales loves Cam, okay? Cam comes, basically, before we get there, let's acknowledge that Tiller is at the place that a lot of us young women have encountered if we're not there currently. Tiller has tried love, and now she's in a place where it's like, okay, forget love. It's all about pleasure now. I'm going to get what I want from these men, and I'm going to keep it pushing, and I'll worry about love at a later date. So, with that being said, in walks Cam. Cam is everything he presents himself to be and more. Literally, he is a Prince Charming. And I just love how Cam was patient with Tiller. He was patient with her process. He was patient with her even wanting to give him a real chance. And just all the things he did for her, she completely deserved. But again, let's note that she was already giving herself those things. It was nice to have a man that wanted to participate in that as well. Tiller was not some desperate, stereotypical plus size woman that just want a man by any means necessary. Tiller she's in the fashion world. She does fashion design. She's an artist. Her and her best friend do fashion. They do fashion design together. Tiller was in charge. You know how they say large and in charge? That was Tiller. Tiller came with the confidence. Oh, look, baby, if you're going to date me, I'm not cheap. Don't think because I'm big that I got this low self-esteem and that I'm begging for you to be around. Not at all. Not with Tiller. Tiller had standards. Tiller was going to dress her butt off. All of her clothes was tailored for her shape and for her body and for her style. Tiller did not come to play. She stepped out the house looking good, even if it was just jogging pants. Tiller was unapologetically beautiful, and I loved every moment of it. And actually, it's a girl that has a YouTube. And when I think of Tiller, I imagine this girl. Her name is Shelly, and her YouTube is As Told by Shelly. I'm going to put her YouTube in my caption as well, because I don't know if Shelly was who Miss Glover was going for. Clearly, she don't know Shelly, but I'm saying look-wise. But the entire time I read this book, Shelly was the image that was in my mind. Just beautiful plus-size woman that is not your stereotype and doesn't care. She's unapologetic, and she's loving herself every step of the way. So I'm going to make sure, shout out to Shelly, shout out to you, girl, because I definitely feel like the only difference is Tiller had like a shorter haircut, like short, like she went to the barbershop kind of haircut, and Shelly doesn't. But when I think of this book, I think of Shelly every time. So shout out to Shelly. Go over to As Told by Shelly and get inspired. Enjoy her videos. Get a good laugh. Read. Join the Faded Fairy Tale gang, y'all. Join us, okay? Because we are like the three blind mice. We are going to follow Miss Glover wherever she goes on this journey, okay? Because she's just amazing. So I'm currently reading the second book in the Faded Fairy Tale series. It's called Sleeping Cutie. And then she's dropping Trapunzel. She's dropping that in December. So I'm impatiently waiting for Trapunzel, to be completely honest. But I'm currently reading Sleeping Cutie, and I can't wait to see what else Miss Glover has in store for us. Y'all know I'm dropping the link for her book. Don't forget to like, to comment, subscribe, and catch me in the next book review. See y'all.